Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I'm going to do another paper doll collaboration. This comes to me from the Download Queen Studio on Etsy. It's Corrine Dany from Australia. And I had done this, there's another video, I'll put the link in the description box below, for this paper doll of hers. It's Fern, the Gibraltar Fairy. So here is Fern. I did a video on that. There's also another video I did, which I'll link, and it is for her other butterfly fairy, and I can't find my example, or I don't know which art journal I've put it in. And today what I'm going to work on is a brand new one that she just put out, and it is Marie Haretoinette. So it is a take on Marie Antoinette, but a rabbit, and it is so darling. So I'm going to get started and show you my process, do an art journal page, and create this beautiful paper doll by Download Queen Studio. So the first thing that I like to do is to print out my paper doll kit onto heavy-duty cardstock. So I use smooth, heavyweight, and I'll put a link in the description box below for the brand that I like the best. I have an inkjet printer, and I never have any problems with using an inkjet. I only load one sheet if it's heavy-duty cardstock, and I just help it kind of feed through, and I never have any problems. You can also print it out on a laser printer, or put it on a little jump drive and take it to your local print shop and have it printed. Next, I'm going to fussy cut out all the pieces. But before I do that, I like to bump up the colors on my paper doll images. I love bright, cheery colors. And on these cute little lines here, this beautiful pattern that is within her dress, I want that to be sparkling gold. So I'm going to use a gold Uniposca paint pen, and this one has the fine point tip. And I'm going to make all those little lines, little tiny dots like stipple close together, and do all that in gold. And then I'm also going to bump up the colors using colored pencil. The reason I think I'm going to do it before I fussy cut out my images is once you cut out this little image, it's kind of hard to then come back and try and color it with a colored pencil just to bump up the color or change colors. And it's hard to do it when the doll is put together. So I'm going to do that first, do a little bit of coloring, do some gold touches on here, bump up some colors and make it my own. And then I'll show it to you before I fussy cut it. Okay, so I bumped up the colors in the drawing and I added the gold. So when you tip it, you can see the gold on her outfit, and I added some more color to the bows, a little bit of shadowing here along here, and I'm going to cut the pieces out. But for the book, what I want to do with the book, I've got a really fun idea for that book. So I'm going to cut the book out with some space around it like this, and then I'm going to show you my idea for the book, and the rest I'm going to fussy cut out. So I want to make this book look really realistic. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of vellum. This is just thin vellum. And I'm going to cut some pieces. I think I'm going to do 3 pieces. And I'm not worried about size. I'll show you in a second what my idea is. Okay, I just want them to be bigger than the book. I'm going to put them over like this, and you can still see the book through it. And I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew it right across that little binding part of the book right there, right in the middle. So here's what it looks like stitched across, and I can see the book through. So what I'm going to do is just hold down the vellum with my fingers and use my scissors to fussy cut out the book. And it doesn't matter that I'm going to cut through those threads. This is just for decoration. And I'm going to lift this up, and on that last page, I think I'm going to cut this vellum straight down like that. Okay, and then this is what I'm ending up with, and I'm going to fold those pages up like this and kind of fan them out because there'll be 3 pages on each side, which will make like 6 little pages. And now look at the book. It looks realistic. I think I'm going to trim that page. There. I love it. It looks realistic. It's so cute. And then I think I'm going to just take a little bit of Distress ink and make those pages a little antique looking. Now I'm going to just take some tea dyes Distress ink and just carefully go over the edges around the pages just to antique it. Like that. There we go. Look how cute that little book turned out. For a little added touch, I'm taking a 005. This is the Prisma fine liner. And I'm just going to come in here and just follow like they have the words. She has the words on the page. It's just kind of little scribblings to make it look like text. Just to add even a little touch, even more realism to this. There. Now look at the book. Super cute. Okay, I've got my pieces all cut out. I went around the edges with brush pen to get rid of the white line edges. I bumped up the colors. I add some pink cheeks and some more color inside the ears, some more cast shadows, just playing around and kind of making it my own. And now it's time to assemble it and decorate it. And what I decided to do for the head of the rabbit is I have these little itty bitty tiny gems. One is a flower and 2 are like teardrop shape, and I'm going to put them on her forehead to make like a little gem crown type thing. And then behind her head I'm going to put some feathers. These are way too long. They're going to have to be trimmed, but I want to put some feathers coming out from behind, like a little hair headpiece like this. So I'm going to glue and tape those into place behind, put the little gemstones in the front. I'm going to use a little bit of glossy accents over the eye to make it shiny. I've got some really, really tiny micro gems that I'm going to put on the dots. So where there's this cool little design, I'm going to put one in the middle of each, and there's 12 of those. There's 4 bows on her, and I'm going to use 2 colors of pure silk ribbon. This is for ribbon embroidery, and I'm using 2 different colors. So I'm going to make 4 silk ribbon bows in a mixed color, and I'll show you how I do that. Put the dark color behind, the light color in front, and then a tie using the dark color. So what I like to do is to fold it over and make the little loops, and you make them however big you want the bow to come out to be. So you just kind of crisscross them and make a double loop like that. You're going to do the same thing with the pink and lay it over the top, only make it a little bit smaller. And then you're going to take a piece of the other color and just tie it across the middle and knot it in the back to hold the 2 loops, the 2 sets of bows together. And I'll show you what it looks like after I make one. So here's what it looks like. So you've got the 2 pink, light pink loops on the top, the 2 dark pink loops on the bottom, all these tails, which is fine because you're going to clean that up. And you can still adjust these loops. So I want to make this little pink one a little smaller. I just give this a very careful tug. And let's see, let's make that big one in the back a little bit smaller. See, when you pull the little tails, you can adjust the size of your loops, your bow loops. And then you're going to want to trim off all these tails and make them look prettier. So you can make them double point or single point. Like that's a double point. I think that'll look really pretty. So let's double point all these little tails. And I'm going to make 4 of these to put in on her dress. And this is nice because it cleans up those crazy edges, those crazy tails that you end up with. Neatens them up. And this is what it ends up looking like. So it's really pretty because it's got the darker underneath, the light on top, and the different layers of the bows, and then all those cute little points. So it makes it just super, super fancy. That looks like a Marie Antoinette type of bow. So I'm going to make 3 more. For this middle of a section of her skirt, I'm going to take some gathered lace, and this is kind of small, kind of petite gathered lace, which is nice. And I'm going to glue it in place all along these edges and layer it and cover this whole little thing in layers of this lace. And then I'll trim it around the edges when it dries. Here are the pieces decorated. So this has the bow, and it has some little tiny gemstones on it. This has bows and gemstones. It's just turned out so beautiful. I'm loving it. And then look at the adorable top part. Look at the book in her hand and the bow on her little upper part of her dress. To put her head on, I used a brad that has a gem in the middle, and it's a diamond shape or a square shape, so it makes it look like a necklace. Little gems on her dress, feathers behind her, and then the little gems on her head. Glossy accents on the eye. See if you can see that. So it makes the eye shiny. And now I just need to put the body pieces together, and then this one. Here's my layered lace. And it's finally dry, so now it's time to just put this together. So this has the part of the body here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Has 2 holes, and then they go to that hole on the body, and this piece goes on the front. So you're going to put your brad. Let me poke the holes in the body here. So you're going to put your brad through the center piece, then this piece, and then this piece. Fold it out, and then fan out this dress. Oh, this is so cute. It's so cute. And then this is marked for the hole where it goes. And you're going to put it through your brad through this piece, and then this part on her body. And there she is. And you can have her tipped back reading a book. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Isn't she pretty? I love her. Corrine, she's beautiful. What a great little paper doll kit. Of course, I've jazzed it up and added my own flair, but it's really, really cute. So here's how she turned out, all put together and decorated, and I absolutely love her. I was going to put her in my art journal and do a background page for her to be in. I even thought of drawing and sketching her laying on a sofa, but I just love her so much that I rather put a hanger on her and hang her on my paper doll tree, because it's in my art studio and I can see her all the time. If she's stuck away in a journal, then I won't see her very often. And I just love this paper doll. She's so beautiful. So the details I've added are feathers and gems and bows and the cute book that I made, the dimensional book. And I put lace and silk ribbon bows and gems, and then put it all together, and it's just beautiful. So there will be a link in the description box below where you can find this kit to put together yourself if you're interested, and check out the beautiful artwork by Corrine Dany from Australia.